Hi everyone, welcome back to Real Patriot Patty. I'm your host Patty, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the tragic death of Laken. Recently, President Joe Biden has made the State of the Union address where he briefly mentioned this tragic incident that was caused by him, the commander-in-chief who allowed millions of illegal immigrants to enter through our southern border for the last 3 years. This tragic story has picked up a lot of traction recently in the news, with the right Republicans saying that it was a tragic event and the left of Democrats saying that it was wrong for Joe Biden to call an illegal immigrant an illegal immigrant. In today's video, I will be talking about the story of Laken and my reflection on it, going in depth with the problem of illegal immigration we have with the Biden administration supporting in this country. So Laken was a 22-year-old student from Augusta University. She was living next to the University of Georgia in Athens, where she would run in the Lake Herrick area. So what happened was around 12 p.m., she went on a jog and never came back. An illegal immigrant by the name of Jose Ibarra, who is from Venezuela, is 26 years old, was in the United States at the time of the murder illegally. He crossed the border during the Joe Biden administration presidency, where he came through the southern border in Texas. Actually, interesting enough, along with his brother, who he lived with in an apartment really close to the area of where she was running in Athens. Furthermore, his brother, Diego Ibarra, also lived in the same apartment as him, and he was now charged with possessing a illegal green card. So both of the brothers have entered U.S. illegally, and both of them have actually committed crimes prior, which not that many news stations from the left have covered. Now, let's cover a couple things from a State of the Union address by President Joe Biden. The reason why he mentioned Laken name at the State of the Union address was because of Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was the one that wore a t-shirt with, say, her name, her pins. She herself is also from Georgia, screaming her name during his speech, which forced him, as he was on national television, to be able to acknowledge what she said. First of all, he said Lincoln Riley, not Laken Riley. A president of the United States failed to properly read from a pin and know a name of a young girl that was murdered. Second of all, he called the illegal immigrant an illegal immigrant, which is rightfully so. He is an illegal immigrant. He came to this country crossing the border illegally without proper documentation or process. Then, following the State of the Union address, he apologized on Saturday for using the word illegal alien. And also, of course, Nancy Pelosi said, we prefer to call them undocumented migrants. No, the word illegal means illegal. Illegal substance, illegal drugs, illegal alien, illegal immigrant is a person that has unlawfully entered this country illegally, which is what he is. So the fact that you have someone defending the word illegal immigrant by calling them an undocumented migrant, instead of protecting the lives of innocent people that are victims of actions of illegal immigrants, such as this case of committing crime, is unbelievable. The Democrats and the left care more about protecting the word illegal, that someone is not here illegally despite their open border policies, than putting themselves in a situation of accepting the truth that they are the ones that created this situation for this poor young nursing student and her family. I was reading that she was on the dean's list at her university for her nursing program, and it really made me think of me, because when I was doing my college education, I was also on the dean's list, and I remember how hard I worked for that. But when thinking of the fact that this hardworking young woman had a promising career in front of her of nursing and all the things she could accomplish in her life, to have a family and be a mom and have children and grow in her career of nursing, and now she had all of that taken away from her by an illegal immigrant. So the left cares more about defending illegal immigrants. Of course, that is all on purpose. There is a reason why they want millions of illegal immigrants to come here. They're giving them everything for free. They want Americans to be replaced with illegal immigrants so they can get their votes. And it's all part of such a big project that they have, which clearly is working very well. And this is the result of that. Furthermore, to go into them defending the word illegal immigrant, they have no taken any responsibility, of course, for the border and everything that comes with it, including ICE, because they also have really not been filling into the story that much as well. Of course, it is a governmental agency, so we're no surprise here. But this is really, really bad on their behalf. I cannot imagine that they care more about protecting the word illegal immigrant, which this person was an illegal immigrant, and so was his brother with a fake green card, who committed a crime of murdering a young, innocent woman, and this is the response they give to that. Now, from President Trump's most recent campaign speech and rally in Georgia, he met prior with the family of Laken Riley, and I saw that he was hugging them, and her dad wore a Make America Great Again hat, and it was truly heartwarming for me to see that a person who is not currently the president, well, he should be the president. Unfortunately, we clearly have an incompetent other president, but the fact that he put so much effort and care into this family so they feel that they are cared for, and the fact that their daughter was innocently murdered, they will be able to see justice for their daughter who was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Now, when we're talking about illegal immigration and committing crimes, I think people fail to realize how big of an issue this is. You are protecting the word illegal immigrant. You are saying that, oh, this was just an instance. How many people get killed, according to Joe Biden, by illegal immigrants? Actually, crime among illegal immigrants has skyrocketed in many states and cities that doesn't get covered by the media. Laken Riley is not the first and not, unfortunately, the last victim of illegal immigrants committing crimes. Think about who's coming through the border. It is all illegal immigrants. Majority of them are men that are strong and physically fit. This is, again, all done on purpose, and I want people to understand how of a sad and heartbreaking situation this is. There's a young, innocent woman got murdered by someone who's not American. This is not an American. It's an illegal immigrant that crossed the border. So reflecting on this, what is the left and the Democrats are going to do about it? For the last 3 years, they've kept the border open, so millions of illegal immigrants have poured into here. Can you imagine the kind of crime that's going to continue happening? Another fact that I want to point out to you is that Jose Ibarra initially came from New York. So he came to United States illegally through the southern border and then was transported to New York. Now, from New York, he moved to Georgia. So think about this. When you have illegal immigrants entering this country through the southern border, that is not where they stay. Some of them have been shipped, thanks to Governor Abbott, to sanctuary cities, rightfully so, shipped to all Democrat cities because they want these illegal immigrants. We can definitely go further into that of what is the best idea of splitting the states and having Republicans and Democrats, and all the illegal immigrants should live with the Democrats with their social programs. Another very important component of this story is that Jose Ibarra came through the southern border illegally. Then he was brought to New York. So he first lived in New York, where he actually committed a couple crimes there too. And from there, he traveled to Georgia. Now, the most important aspect to realize is that illegal immigrants enter at the border, but once moved to other states and cities, they're also themselves able to move other states and cities, which means that he came through the southern border, then to New York, then to Georgia. So they can come to any state and any city. It's not just that they stay at the border. They're going to be traveling across America to all states, cities, and counties, which means that not only it's very hard to track where they are, where they're going, and the crimes they are committing, but the fact that they will be eventually everywhere. It's not a thing you can stop where you just put them in one area, because they are traveling to all states, including my home state of Florida. Recently, there have been a couple of really big stories here of a couple hundred illegal immigrants that have been caught in sex trafficking, a couple dozen that have been caught on a boat, this is a really big problem. And to states where we're thinking, well, they're deep conservative states, they don't allow illegal immigrants there. That may be true, but they are still able to travel by car, by bus, by train, by boat, by any sort of different type of transportation that is offered. So this is a really big deal for people to understand, is despite the fact that they are coming through the southern border, they will come to your state, they will come to your city, they will come to your town, because it's inevitable. There's too many millions of illegal immigrants for them not to be everywhere, which is so scary, and is another reason why we need to be prepared, why we need to have guns and means to protect ourselves. In the State of the Union address, of course, guns were mentioned too, because they want gun control. They want to put millions of illegal immigrants everywhere and take away all of your guns so you have no way to protect yourselves from them. This is all part of a big plan. Our heart goes out to our family, and I thank President Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene and so many other conservatives who are standing up for Laken Riley. They are trying to pass the Laken Riley's Act. Of course, the likeliness of that passing with a majority of Democrats voting no is absolutely mind-blowing to me. I do not understand how people could vote for Joe Biden, who not only said her name wrong, but did not want to acknowledge her at all until he was forced to, because Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke up so loud he had no choice, and then referred to an illegal immigrant as an illegal immigrant who they are, and then apologize for stating the correct description of a person that he has allowed during his presidency to enter the country illegally. And Nancy Pelosi saying, well, we prefer to call them undocumented migrants, and the Democrats claiming that it's not a big deal that an illegal immigrant has murdered a young American citizen, a beautiful young woman who had a whole life ahead of her. This is truly heartbreaking. I hope there will be justice. There needs to be justice and accountability for allowing millions of illegal immigrants that are causing these types of situations to rise, like in this case, and the death of Laken Riley. I hope that this situation will open the eyes of all Americans, not only on Laken Riley's death, but also on the big issue of millions of illegal immigrants coming to this country, because this is only the beginning and it's only going to get much worse. And we know that is the case, but the far left and Democrats are pretending that the issue that they have created doesn't exist. We need to stand up and fight back against illegal immigration. This is the biggest crisis and the biggest issue our country is facing now, and it is the most important. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments down below your opinions. May God bless you, and may God bless America. My heart and prayers goes out to you and your family, and I will see you in my next episodes.